I always think back to kind of how life was when you don't have money and you're not really known and you're just a normal person. For me, it's like, what can I do to first get rich and then from there chase my other dream? So I started trading in 2016, not profitably, I was losing money. By 2018 and a half-ish, closer to 2019, I started to make money. I'm making money trading. People want to learn how to trade. That's when it came to me like, now how can I make money off of these people? And that's when I came up with this little VIP program. At first it was cool, you know, it wasn't crazy. It was like slight numbers, but then things took off. As my YouTube got bigger, my Instagram got bigger, next thing you know, I'm making more money teaching than I am trading. Now, some people will say, well, that's wrong. Why are you doing that? You're already making money trading. Why are you gonna go make money off people? Because I'm fucking smart.
If you wanna learn the skill set that's gonna generate you hundreds of thousands of dollars, you gotta pay a little bit to see it, you know what I'm saying?
If you're really good at what you do, teach it, monetize it. But also, don't be stupid. Like, understand where they're coming from and why people are upset with you, why people aren't okay with what you're doing. At the same time, don't give a shit. Just do it anyways.
What's the most money you made ever in one day?
In one day, I made dollars.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the No Limit podcast. We're sitting down again with the biggest in the industry once again, Mr. MambaFX. How you doing, bro?
Good, bro. Good. Chilling. How are you? How's the flight?
Chilling. The flight was good, bro. Thank you so much for having me out here. The house is insane. We're gonna do a house tour after this. I haven't even got to see everything. It's already absolutely insane. How's it been out here in Vegas so far?
It's been good. It's been good. It's been peaceful. Just in my own element, in my own zone. Not really going out.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of crazy out here. So just been at the house, just focusing on business and just perfecting my craft more.
Yeah, every single day. And that's what we love to see. I've been loving seeing your content lately. It's been, I feel like everything just even next level, which it's like back in the day, I thought, how could you even do more? And it keeps every single time, new levels. But I want to ask you, like, for someone who's been in the industry so long, you've been making content for so long, and you still outdo yourself every time. Like, what is your motivation? How do you keep coming up with new ideas? Why, like, what's your motivation to keep going? Because, you know.
So at first, like when I first started in the industry in general, I just wanted to make money. Like everybody else, I wanted to make money. There comes a point in life where you make so much fucking money that it's like there's got to be something else you go for, right? Because I got money. I got unlimited money. Now, what do I want to do next? And for me, it's entertain. It's make people laugh. It's create content. It's, you know, make an image for myself and kind of show like my actual personality. Because like I have the money. Yeah. I'm a trader. I can trade without the camera. So being on camera, I don't have to trade. I don't have to do these things. I can just be myself, and people love it. And you know, there's nothing else I can say.
You love entertaining. Was that something that you've always like been since back in the day, or was it because you started trading and people were liking your content? Like, how did that kind of start?
No, I mean, I've always wanted to like do YouTube or like be a celebrity or like just get in front of a camera. It's like kind of my dream since I was younger. But at the same time, it was like I also want money. Like I have kids, I have to provide. Like you have to have money in life to do anything. So it was like, okay, what can I do to first get rich and then from there chase my other dream, which is, you know, becoming famous and entertaining. And, you know, that's what I'm doing now. Money's fine, but I can get bigger. I can become a bigger influence in the world. And that's kind of where my goals are now.
You hit 500,000 on Instagram. How did that feel?
It felt good. It felt good, but it felt very mediocre. It felt very, like a very small level. Like obviously there's levels in life that I want to reach, but it's definitely at the bottom. And I think I have a lot longer to go until I'm like where I really want to be in terms of following. Yeah, I think we're just getting started.
That's awesome, bro. What's crazy to think is that you say you're just getting started and you've been doing it since 2016. You know what I'm saying? What is that? Quick mental math, 9-10 years in the industry? Decade. How does that feel? And do you like look back and think about, you know, the Anthony back in the day and be like, bro, just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you ever like get to kind of sit here and think like where you came from, where you're at now?
Yeah, all the time. I always think back to kind of how life was when you don't have money and you're not really known and you're just a normal person. And I mean, for me, it's like, I still feel as if I'm the same person, but I'm able to monetize who I am now. I'm able to get on camera and show my personality to the world. I'm able to go on trips or buy the cars that I want. But in terms of who I am, I'm still the same person. Like I've been the same person. Nothing changed. Money did not change me in any way. It might have changed the way I buy cars or the way I dress or the houses I have, but it doesn't change the way I am or who I, you know, have been this whole time or, you know, kind of my beliefs and all that's always been the same.
Were you like always kind of like funny, goofy ever since back in the day?
Yeah, I've always just been funny. I've always made people laugh. My family always said I was like a little clown and stuff. At school, I always get in trouble for making people laugh and just being funny. I've always been funny. I've always been an entertainer. I've always wanted to get reactions out of people. That's kind of what I've always done. So now I'm just able to do it at a bigger scale. Yeah.
I want to bring it back to like, do you remember what the first YouTube video you ever did was? I think I've asked you before. You said you probably deleted it by now, but like, what gave you that motivation to start that first one?
Yeah, so I started trading in 2016 and not profitably, I was losing money. By 2018 and a half-ish, closer to 2019, I started to make money. And I was like, you know what? I have money. What if I do a video? Because I see other people doing videos on how to trade or how to basically do what they're good at. And I'm good at trading already. I'm doing decent, 10,000 a month or so. What if I did a video breaking down my trades and showing how I trade and showing others that I'm making money, kind of showing off a little bit. So I kind of just did that. It was my first video, how to trade. Forex probably was the name. How to trade, or how I made $2,000 in the last 3 days or something like that. And just broke that down. And then people just started to enjoy it. And I remember at first it was like 200-300 likes or 200-300 views on YouTube. I'm like, that's cool, that's crazy. A couple comments were coming in, and then out of nowhere, by like the third or fourth video, it was like, okay, 10,000 views on the first one. Second one's got 30,000, 4,000 on the third. I'm like, okay, now we're in the thousands. Like out of nowhere, it just kind of took off. Other people like me. They like what I'm doing. They want to learn how to make money, and that's cool. That's when it came to me like, now how can I make money off of these people? Because I'm always thinking, how can I make more money? I've always done that since I was a kid. I've always found ways to make money. And I said, you know what? I'm making money trading. People want to learn how to trade. They're interested in the content. How can I now monetize myself to make even more money? And that's when I came up with this little VIP program, which is basically, okay, I'll send all my trades out. Every trade I take, I'm going to send it out. You can copy them, you can take them, you can learn from them, whatever you want to do. And I'll charge like 40 bucks a month. So I started that. And at first it was cool. You know, I was making an extra little couple thousand a month. It wasn't crazy. It was like slight numbers. But then things took off. As my YouTube got bigger, my Instagram got bigger. Next thing you know, 50, 60, 70,000 a month. I mean, I got all these people in there just like trading with me. And at some point I even had like 5,000 people in there paying 40 bucks. I don't know what the math is, but I think it's what, in the hundreds of thousands. So it came to a point where it's like, I'm making more money teaching than I am trading. Now, some people will say, well, that's wrong. Why are you doing that? You're already making money trading. Why are you going to go make money off people? Because I'm fucking smart. Because I'm not stupid. Because I want more money. I'm not here to satisfy the world and do what you want me to do. I'm here to make the most money that I can for my children and my life and, you know, meet my standards. I don't care what everyone else thinks. And at the same expense, like, I'm helping people out. I've been here for like 6-7 years now online. Why am I still here? How am I still relevant? Why am I still on top? Why am I still the best? Because I actually help people. If I was not helping people or I was selling a bullshit product, I would not be here still. I'd have been fraud alert by now, but it hasn't happened. Because I really help people. So for me, it's like I'm helping people. So I feel okay selling a course. I feel okay selling signals. I feel okay doing those things because who am I hurting? I'm not hurting anybody. Helping myself and helping other people at the same time. So it's a win-win to me. And, you know, that's how my whole career really started. And from there, I mean, start monetizing more, start trading more, start making hundreds of thousands off of people buying into my rooms. I'm able to now put 100K into a trading account and make even more money with trading. So now these things are like going together and helping each other out. And next thing you know, I'm here with 10 supercars in this mansion, feeling great. So
I love that, bro. And I love that you're super transparent about that because, like you said, a lot of people might hate, but the person I did a podcast with before this was Tori, and she gave a really good example of how if you want to go be a scuba license or go like a hiking, whatever it may be, you have to go and pay to get a license, go through a course to show, like from someone who already has done it, teach you how to do it, but no one hates on that. No one hates it. They sell their course about scuba diving or whatever, but if you're already a trader, you're already making money, why not do it? Well, people don't understand that, like you said, not only did you have these signal rooms, $40 a month, you had Clarity Forex app, you had your free course out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there was so much free content on top of it where you can pick and choose. It's like, here's all this content. If you want to learn more, take my trades,
so
go do it.
I like what you're saying, but this is where I disagree, right? Because scuba diving in particular, somebody's really good at scuba diving, they're not making any money scuba diving. So for them to make money, they have to teach it. They have to teach it. For a trader to make money, they trade. They don't have to teach it to make money. So there is a different level of, I don't want to say selfishness that is perceived by people, because I still don't think you're selfish if you teach people how to trade. But as a trader, I'm able to make, you know, $300,000-$400,000 a month on average. As a scuba diver, you make nothing. You scuba dive for fun. So it's a little different. I understand what she's saying. It is a little different, though. That's where the hate comes in, and that's why there is a difference, and people aren't hating on scuba divers for teaching. But, you know, obviously me selling how to trade, I'm going to side on that side and say, like, no, I mean, if you're really good at what you do, teach it, monetize it. But also, don't be stupid. Like, understand where they're coming from and why people are upset with you and why people aren't okay with what you're doing. But at the same time, don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just do it anyways. But be understanding of other people's feelings and what they're feeling. And,
Yeah.
not everybody's in a great situation. And I get that. And, of course, a lot of people want to learn for free. But, this isn't scuba diving. This is something that can make you a lot of money. So it ain't going to come for free.
Yeah. And I think that's actually a really good point. I didn't really think about that, is that, like, if you want to learn the skill set that's going to generate you hundreds of thousands of dollars, you got to pay a little bit to see it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it comes on top of all that free content and stuff that you already, put out there.
Another cool little way to look at it too is like somebody who wants to be in the NBA one day, right? You have two different people. You have a guy who works extremely hard and he's doing his thing, and that's great. But then you have a guy who has the money to pay for a trainer, pay for the training to take care of their body every year, put themselves in the best condition, the best position to be successful on the court. They have a better chance of making it. And it's the same thing with trading. You can do it on your own. That's fine. You don't have to have not a trainer, but a mentor. But it's going to take you a lot longer, and your chances are a lot lower of becoming successful than going to somebody who's already done it, who can teach you, who can train you, who can help you get the fundamentals. So there's different things you can do, but just know that if you want to be a trader and you want to do it on your own, it's going to be a lot harder than if you have a mentor.
Yeah,
like you're going to have to learn everything on your own, all the basics, and it's not going to be easy. So there's different benefits to both.
Yeah. And that's why you do the mentoring thing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I heard that's going great. A bunch of people that come to my live streams and stuff say that they're a part of it, and they're learning a lot of stuff, which is obviously amazing. But you did just bring up how you're fortunate enough to be able to afford a trainer, take care of your body, all this type of stuff. I want to bring up, guys, the first time I ever got Mamba on the podcast, one of the viral clips of that podcast was you saying that you would fight any trader, you would box whoever, and a lot of people in the comments, because you said in the clip saying, oh, give me 6 to 12 months, I'll turn into whatever. Bro, that month is when you started your transformation, and now you're looking like a beast. Kind of talk about that, like, just looking back, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, that was literally the start of it, and look at where a year later, bro, you're looking insane,
so looking back at where I was the first time we did a podcast, extremely overweight, unhappy, out of shape, I couldn't even run down the street without getting dizzy. To now, it's like, my biggest motivation was the way I looked, and then just the comment section, like, oh, you're getting fat, or you're fat, take care of your health, or get in the gym, or you got all that money, but you're still fat. Like, I would hear those things all the time, like, this is ridiculous. Like, this has to end. And it's like, if you can have the discipline enough to become a trader, and it sounds crazy, then you can literally fucking do anything. Anything in this entire world, because becoming a trader is one of the hardest things, if not the hardest skill set to obtain, in my personal opinion.
Of course.
You see, I've gone from 230 pounds fat to 170 pounds, or 160 pounds, honestly, skinny, and then back up to now 190 pure muscle. So I've done it all. I've done, I've starved before. I've put my body on the line to get in good shape. I've been near homeless. I've gone through everything in life, and I can genuinely say the hardest thing I've ever done was become a successful trader. Like, it's not fucking easy. It's one of the hardest things you're going to do. If this is the journey you want to embark on, it's not going to be easy. You're going to go through a lot of distress, but it's also the biggest decision I ever made for myself. And it's the best thing I ever did, ever in my entire life. I love how I look, but I love how my bank account looks even more. So that's
and having them go hand in hand feels even better.
Having both of them feels great. Top of the world.
Man, I love that. It's just been super cool, and going through that takes a different level of discipline. And bro, I mean, as someone who was around you when you were really going through it, guys, like, we would go like to food or something, and he'd be like, just let me smell your bowl. Like, he wouldn't eat it. We go to Chipotle, like, let me smell your bowl, whatever. You were like locked in. Like, talk about that discipline.
Yeah, for me, it was like, and to speak on that situation, I like the pain. I like the pain because when I'm feeling the pain, I know that I'm going the right direction. Like, anything you do in life, whether it's becoming a trader, whether it's getting buff, whether it's losing weight, comes with pain. And the deeper and more strong that pain is, typically, the faster the results are coming. So for me, it was like, we'd go to Chipotle. I go to Chipotle with him, and he'd get his food. And for me, it's like, I already had my meals for the day. I don't get to eat anything else. So I'd say, like, get some fucking greasy, disgusting fucking food, and let me just watch you eat it. Let me stare at it. Let me smell it. I want to feel that fucking pain. I want to know that I don't get that shit. I don't deserve that shit. I'm not ready to eat that shit. But at the same expense, one day I will be if I keep pushing forward. So for me, it was just a nice aggression I had towards everything, and I was loving it. feeling
that
it.
aggression. I mean, it pushed you. Like there was times,
did.
I mean, bro, even a mint, like you put a mint in and be like, oh wait, spit it out.
Yep.
Like, oh, wait.
I wouldn't even eat gum. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally not
yeah.
even gum. I remember that. That's
I was locked
crazy.
in. I was locked in, and that was
Different
mostly
level.
on the first cut where I was going
Yeah.
from being fat to now skinny, and I was a little anorexic. I won't lie. I was like, I don't want to ever gain weight again. So I got a little crazy, but it worked. I locked the fuck in, and now we're here.
Yeah. Did you think that some of that discipline came over from trading? Do you think that you were a disciplined trader and you got to kind of
I
translate
think
that?
I've always had discipline, and that's why I became a good trader.
Okay.
I don't think it came from the trading in particular, but I think that just having discipline my whole life helped with both of those things. Yeah. And it was like, I was fat, obviously, which isn't good, and I needed to lose weight. But for me, I didn't really care in the beginning. I was just eating whatever.
Yeah.
But once I actually was like, I need to do this, I need to have discipline with this, I locked in, and it was easy. But in that moment, because people would look back and say, like, well, if you had good discipline, why did you look like that? Because I didn't care. I didn't care to have discipline for that one thing in my life. Like, you have to have a goal to then have discipline. You're not just disciplined at every little thing you do. Like, I could be disciplined and stop drinking whatever this water is if I wanted to, but why? There's no reason right now in that moment. I didn't feel a reason, at least, until I realized I was a fat fuck, and then it was like, all right, well, people are calling me out now every day, so.
That's awesome, bro. No, I wanted to bring that up. It obviously was super motivating for me to see and for people out there to see. You know what I'm saying? Once you have a huge audience. When people saw that, like I feel like even when, in their daily lives, they wanted to change and stuff.
Right.
So I want to ask you, bro, just like looking back, you've been probably the biggest like trading influencer throughout the last like decade. A lot of people try to do social media and they fail. They get no views. They don't go nowhere. What do you think like was different about you that you were able to gain traction and become as big as you are now?
I think that I'm a superstar. I think that I'm interesting. I think that people want to see what I have going on. People are hoping for my downfall. They want to see the fall of MambaFX, which they're not going to ever see. It's just going to keep getting higher and higher. But that's the thing. The higher you get, the bigger the fall is going to be to most people. But for me, there's no fall. There is no fall. I'm going to continue to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And people hate that. They hate to see me continue to succeed. And if you really look at like my comment section, the videos that I post, the shares that I get, like they're not always positive.
For sure.
A lot of them are hate. Oh, I did a video the other day. We're on the side of the road trading, and the top comments are like, well, I wish a semi-truck would have fell asleep and killed him, basically.
Wow.
And that's what most of the comments are, waiting for the downfall, waiting for the death even. So it is what it is. I'm here to stay, and it is what it is.
They're going to prey on the downfall.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Well, I want to ask, like, what is some or advice you can give to someone out there who is starting to, like, are you just gonna say like be different? Like, what advice can you give them starting out to like try and become successful?
I think the biggest piece of advice is to not give a shit what people think. Honestly, like, do not give a fuck what anybody has to say. Don't read your comments if it's gonna affect you mentally. And the biggest thing is like, if you're a pussy, it's not going to be meant for you. Like, you can't be a pussy in this industry. You can't be a pussy online. Like, nowadays, they've now made bullying a little bit more accepted. So you're going to get fucking bullied, right? You are going to get bullied online. You have to just be a man of steel and just take it. You got to take it because it's going to happen. You're not going to go online and not get shit talked about you because that's just what happens. And another thing is, if you're not getting shit talked, you're not doing something right either. If everyone loves you and this and that, that means you probably got about 13 people who love you, and you haven't made it yet. So when you truly make it, you'll know, because you start to get hate. People hate on anyone who's doing well because they're doing so horrible.
Yeah. No, I love that, bro. All right, I want to ask, like, going back, you said when you first started trading, you had kind of lost at first, you had lost money. What was kind of that switch that made it so you started being disciplined, you started seeing consistency? Like, what's some advice you can give to beginners out there who may be failing? Like,
so, I mean, for me as the beginner trader, I made all the same mistakes most people make. And I think it typically always comes down to psychology. And it was revenge trading. And well, I lost $100 yesterday, let's try to make at least 150 today, or at least break even. Once you start getting these weird mindsets where it's like you're chasing numbers, you're done. The biggest thing for me was, instead of chasing numbers, watching the chart. Instead of saying, hey, I want to make 3,000, I said, hey, I'm going to wait to see what happens at the support zone and see how price reacts. Watch the chart. Watch the candles move. That's what the fuck you're there to watch. You're not here to have your computer on watching candles move, but the whole time you got your phone right here and you're like, I'm up 300, I'm up 350, I'm up 3. That, like, the banks don't know what the fuck you're up, but they do know what they're going to probably do at support resistance zones. They do know what they're going to do at liquidity zones. These things matter. not what the fuck your bank account says or what the number says. Like, that has to stop. That's the first thing. And once I figured out, okay, I'm going to stop looking at my phone for what number I'm at and start looking at the charts for what they're doing, things got a whole lot better for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about money management. Let's say someone out there starting to get money for the first time. They want us to go kind of like blow it and do all that type of stuff. Like, what's some advice you can give to them?
I say blow it.
Yeah.
If you got money and you want to blow it, blow it. Have faith in yourself. Understand you're going to make more money. This is a world of making money. There's a million ways to make $1 million. You have dreams and aspirations. You want to fucking buy a new car and you can now afford it. Buy the car. People always look at me and say, well, you're not good with money and this, and that. I'm good with money. I believe in myself. I mean, I know I'm going to make another $1 million in the next month or so. I know I'm going to make another $5 million in the next 3 months. I know these things. Yeah. It's not, hopefully I make the money. It's, I'm going to make that money. So let's spend what I have. Now, am I saying spend every penny you have? No, I'm not saying spend every single penny that you've ever made. But if it's something on the more expensive side that might put a little dent in your bank account, but it's going to make you genuinely happy, spend the fucking money. Because guess what? In 2 weeks, you don't know that you're still going to be on this earth. In 1 month, you don't know if you're still going to be on this earth. So buy those things you want to buy. Get your mom a new bag. Get your mom a house if you can afford it. Do these things. You don't know how long you're going to be here for, so just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. You can't take it with you when you're in heaven.
Yeah. Live in the present. You know what I'm saying? Is that important to you? You always just live in the present?
Always.
I always love that. I was watching it's like one of the best quotes of all time. I forget, what was that movie? I think it's like Lion King. It's like, oh no, it's Kung Fu Panda. You watch Kung Fu Panda?
I've seen it. What quote?
It's like the old turtle. He says, "Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is today is a gift," and that's why they call it the present.
I gave him that quote.
Yeah.
It was back in 06, man. I was 6 years old, and I had said that, and there was a producer there, and he said, "Will you mind if we use that?" And they ended up using that. Yeah. So yeah, that's actually my quote.
If you go in the credits, it says credit MambaFX.
Check the credits.
I love that.
Well, it says Anthony Alvarenga, but it'll be there. It'll be there.
All right, bro. I want to ask. So back, we're just talking about money management. What was that feeling when you first started making your first money? You bought that first car. It was the Camaro, right?
I can fucking taste that feeling right now.
Yeah.
Just give me one moment to I want to be in that moment for a second.
Moment of silence for the Camaro.
That right there, that's single-handedly the biggest moment of my life, honestly. Because it's like, you don't have shit growing up, right? You don't have the money to go buy yourself a sports car. And the first time I have the taste of being able to buy something that I truly fucking wanted, and to be like, you know what, here's $10,000. 10,000 fucking dollars. Like, how do you even have that in your bank? Like, to see that number come out of the bank, it's like I had that. Like, I had that credit that I could use. And then getting the car, getting the keys, hearing the roar, because it was a V8. It was actually kind of loud too. Hearing the roar of the car, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, my Buick didn't make that noise. Yeah. My Kia didn't make that noise. The cars that I had before, they were pieces of shit. They didn't make that noise. So hearing that noise, like, I literally would hear that noise in my sleep when I went to sleep every night when I first got that car. And just hearing that noise now gets me erect. And it's such a great feeling when you, like I said, I bought a Lamborghini, I've bought in Rolls Royces. Those are great cars and everything. Nothing like the Camaro though, because it's that first car. Yeah. It's that first taste of the money and spending the money. And that was just like, it was heavenly, honestly. Just thinking back, I miss that moment because that's that first taste. You don't have that again. Now I'm just rich as fuck. Yeah. I could go buy a Bugatti. I could go buy 3 Bugattis if I wanted to. It doesn't matter. Like, that's cool. That's great. I've been here. I've been making money. That's another car. But that first one is something special. So, yeah. I love that.
I just wanted to bring up that feeling, bro, because everyone gets that first thing. Like, to me, the Porsche was my first, get into it. And I was so excited and stuff. So I can only imagine, bro, because I want to level up like you, bro, get to the next car. And what was the second car you bought? It was the Camaro?
No, the second car after the Camaro would have been the Jeep.
The Jeep. And then,
so the Jeep was cool. It was a little upgrade. Then it was the i8 and the Rolls Royce. Which was like, okay, now I'm upgrading more and more. And like, the first Rolls Royce was big. And the first Lamborghini was a really big moment too, because it's a Lamborghini. It's what everyone wants as a kid.
Of course.
But I can't explain the Camaro.
What age did you buy the Rolls? It was like 18, right? 19?
I just turned 19.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just turned 19, I
Rolls
believe.
at
I believe.
19.
I forgot, bro. I'm at about 87 cars at this
Yeah.
point, but I believe I was 19.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do a little car collection after this. I want to go through because your car collection is crazy right now. Do you have a favorite out of all them right now?
I love them all.
Really, no favorite?
I love every car I have. I love them all equally. I don't want to give any of them more love than the other. I don't want them to feel any type of way. So I love them all equally. I try to sit in each of them as much as I can. I do say goodnight to each of them every single night before bed, tuck them in. You know, I love them all. They're all precious to me.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about the reason why you wanted to rewrap them and stuff. They look super sick. Is there any reason in particular?
Man, you know, I thought they looked a little childish for a little bit, like a video game. Like the Lamborghini in particular, like had my logo, my original logo, and all this like snake skin on it, which is cool. Like it's cool, but it's childish. It was a immature level that I was. I'm not at that level no more. It's a different Mamba now. This is me in the beginning being stupid and just doing whatever the fuck I wanted. So now it's like, okay, let's look good. Let's look classy. Let's be me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as I grow older, you're going to see that in my cars. So, you know, maybe when I'm 30, I'll start doing them brown, you know, more classy as I get older. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Things change all the time. But I just think that was a childish era, and I'm not in that era no more. I don't think I like that era no more.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love to see it, bro. The house, even the style and everything, bro. You definitely look like you're leveling up. Like the way you present yourself is actually, you know, pretty crazy and stuff. So, I want to ask, like, as you've been progressing, you know, like you said, you thought those cars were childish, so you're trying to like, get up there, or whatever. You've come and grown a lot. I want to ask now about your personal life and everything. Are you happy?
I'm more than happy.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy because I have it all. I have it all, and I have God.
Yep.
Now that I have God, nothing could tear me down. In fact, you could take all my cars today. You could take my house. You could bomb everything I have. But I have God now, so it's impossible for me not to be fulfilled, for me not to be happy. You know, everything else is just extra. It's all extra.
Was finding that faith and stuff like really important?
It's the biggest thing I ever did. Ever since I found God, my money's gone up. My happiness has gone up. I look better. I feel better. My teeth are whiter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's better.
Walk around chest out.
Everything is better now. And even if it's not actually physically better to everyone else, I feel better about it because I have God.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I love that, man. Hey, well, congratulations, man. This has been super sick. Just seeing you level up and just, I mean, seeing you happy is obviously the most important thing.
That. Yeah.
What about like, a lot of people throughout this industry go around and you'll see you run into a lot of people on your way to success and stuff. And you kind of got to look at some people who aren't really there for you and some people who are there. Like, how important is the circle around you, the people you kind of surround yourself with?
It's very important. I think people can bring you down. Literally, I think people can bring you down. Now, I'll never name drop or anything like that, but I've been through a couple situations in my life where I've lived with other men and it didn't work out and they used me for certain reasons and, it brought me down. And what I can say is, because it's happened multiple times, every time I've left that situation, my money has skyrocketed by not $100, not $10,000, hundreds of thousands, and this time millions. So, you have got to drop out all the negative out of your life, whether it's a person, whether it's a habit. Get rid of it because it is going to bring you down. It's going to change more than you think in terms of how it affects you. Yeah.
What is something that you do if you do, like, let's say, come across being sad one day or negative? Is there any kind of advice you can give to anyone out there? Do you go for a freaking walk, look at the car? Like, what do you do?
You pray.
Yeah.
You pray about it. You ask God to help give you the strength to get through any situation you're in. I think that's the biggest key in life. I think that physically things you can do if you're sad, if you're down, is work. Work on your craft. You want to be a trader. A lot of you guys are watching this want to be a trader and you're feeling down one day. Go harder. Go harder. Picture yourself in that position. Think about the future. Think about you as a successful trader. Think about it. Go on the charts. Back test. Just go even harder. Put yourself in a position where you don't even have time to think about the negative stuff. You got to just be busy. Keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
And be consistent with it. I think that's the biggest key other than praying.
I love that. Can I bring up the new engagement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to bring it up just because I had the pleasure going the other night, going to LA and going to the engagement party. It was absolutely amazing. How has that been, finding, a new love of your life and getting engaged again? I had such a good time. It was super, great seeing you in that setting. How's it been?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm in the best position of my life. I'm as happy as I've ever been. Things are moving so good. And, yeah, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing and just enjoy my life for once and just, move along.
Yeah, congratulations. All right, as we kind of wrap it up in a sec, I want to ask you, bro. A lot of people look at you and you've accomplished so much. I mean, look around, look at the house we're in, look where we're at, look at the cars outside. A lot of people might look at you and go, you know,
It's a pretty nice house, huh?
yeah, this house is crazy. You guys are gonna see it soon. When
Might have been the first time I looked around in here.
yeah,
Wow. Those are some
Kinda
nice
big.
cars outside too.
yeah,
Thanks for bringing that to my attention, bro.
it echoes.
Yeah.
You know, you say you talk a little loud,
Yeah.
it echoes throughout the whole house. It's kind of crazy.
It's nice.
When I first got dropped off outside, I was like, dude, there's no way. Just like all the cars like facing you in the front and stuff. It's amazing. But like I said, bro, a lot of people look at this and they look at you and think, oh, he's made it. You know what I'm saying? What does that word like mean to you? Like, does it kind of piss you off when people say you made it, or do you feel like
You know what?
it's just levels?
For me, it's like the word like somebody made it. It depends on what your goal is.
Yeah.
If my goal is to have, a 20,000 square foot home, and then I have that home, then I made it. Mm-hmm. If my goal is to be a famous singer, and then I'm a famous singer, then I made it. Everybody's goals are different, and what they think I made it means can vary from person to person. So people look at me and say I made it, but they don't know what I want. They don't know if in my head I've made it. What if I'm still feel homeless right now? What if I feel like I need more? What if what really made me happy was finding God? And when I found God, that was I made it. Like there's different things and there's different ways to look at it. But for me, it's like I didn't feel like I made it until I did find God, and I felt more fulfilled in my life. I felt more happy. Now I made it because I can be happy right now without anything. I don't need anything. So it's big. It's a big part of my life. And me personally, it's God. That's where I made it. Becoming a better Christian and getting closer to God is still my goal, and I'll make it when I'm fully locked in and I feel like I've made it to where I want to make it. But as of right now, I don't feel like I made it where I want to make it, but I'm on my way there. And that's spiritually for sure, and more of a godly way. It has nothing to do with money. But I'm going to keep leveling up and get more cars and more houses too along the way, but that's not what makes me who I am or what defines I made it. Yeah.
100%. What about the next 5 to 10 years? Do you have any goals or anything you want to put out there? Like, where's MambaFX going to be in the next 5 years?
We got some business things we're working on for sure. It's going to change the world. It's going to change the universe for sure. You won't even look at the solar system the same way when I'm done.
Yeah.
But it's going to be some big stuff coming. Stay tuned for all of that.
Yeah.
In terms of my financials and stuff, they're already high, but they're going to get higher, and I'm going to become more and more of an influence in this world for sure. You'll see me everywhere soon on billboards and stuff, millions and millions of followers. So that's all coming. That's all loaded.
Yeah.
That'll be here soon.
Do you mind me asking, what's the most money you made ever in one day?
In one day, I made $400,000. That was from trading and then something else I was doing, but it was $400,000. Yeah.
How did that feel?
It was great. It was great. Yeah, I blew it the next day on some cars, but it was great. It was a great feeling. It was an accomplishment for sure. But my goal now is $1 million in one day.
Which is crazy. What's the most in a month?
A couple million.
Range, yeah.
Couple million.
That's absolutely insane, bro. Especially at your age, guys. For those who don't know, still 24, absolutely killing it. We're gonna end in a second. But what about just one final question? Jewelry, bro. First off, how'd that come about? Did you like kind of jewelry before you got started and you wanted to wear chains?
Growing up, I wanted to be like a rapper. I wanted to
Really?
be famous, doing something. I looked up to a lot of these different rappers and people who have chains and jewelry. And, I don't come from like a nice suburban area. I come from a little bit more of the hood and, a lot of gangsters and stuff. And that's just what I was used to. That's the culture I was around.
Yeah.
Clearly, I have face tats and, I thought I was wearing a beanie. Not wearing a beanie right now, but you can just tell by the way I act, dress, walk, talk. Obviously, I'm not from the good side of town, and that's okay. But for me, it was like that's just how I grew up, and the movies I watched, the shows I watched. To me, it was like when you make it and you're rich, you make it out the hood, you make it out of a gray area of town, then, you have chains, and you have pinky rings, and you have these different cars. And that was just what I grew up wanting because the people that I looked up to who lived a life like I lived, that's what they were doing. I wasn't looking at, Ryan Reynolds or any of these random dudes. I was looking at, the rappers and shit because that's where I was.
Yeah.
And, that's where most of the motivation comes from. And that's just who I am now. I like the jewelry. To me, it signifies how far I've come.
Yep.
To me, it signifies where I come from. To me, this is who I am. This is who I've always been. And I can afford it. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
I love that. Do you have a favorite piece? Watch or chain or anything? One
Man,
that stands out, like the Mamba pendant.
I really like the Mamba pendant. It was the first pendant I got. For me, the Richard Mille is dope because
Oh, yeah,
250,000 on a watch
Yeah.
is cool.
That's
It's
nuts.
crazy.
That's nuts.
I like them all. I
Yeah.
like them all. You know, I just like wearing them all. Whatever matches the outfit I'm gonna put on.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
And then one final question. When it comes to trading, favorite pair? Favorite pair to trade?
I think US 30, which it's not really a pair, but it's an indice. I would say US 30, but it's been US 30 for a while, but NASDAQ has been doing me a lot better.
Lately.
It has been, honestly. It's just a little bit more movement. Obviously, it's 100 or 100 stocks instead of 30. So it has more movement sometimes, but it just depends, bro, on the season. Like sometimes US 30 treats me better, sometimes NASDAQ. But as of now, those are the only two indices that I trade. It's the only thing I'm going to trade.
If you could give one piece of advice to a beginner trader out there, what would you say?
Don't give up. Don't give up. There's going to be a lot of times where you want to give up. There's going to be a lot of times where it's like, it's easier to give up. It's probably time to give up. I'm not doing so well mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. I've been trying for a year and I'm losing and losing and losing. Do not give up, because once you give up, you're a failure. Until you give up, you're not a failure. You can lose and lose and lose. You're taking losses. You're learning from your losses, but you're not a failure. The moment you quit, you are now a failure. And it's as simple as that. What's up, pussy?
Look at that. That cat's sick.
It's my cat right here. It's a Maine Coon. Believe it or not, this is a puppy. This thing's going to get to be, this is a kitten. This thing's going to get to be big. I mean, this is going to double in size. This thing's like 6, 7 months old.
It has personality in its face. It's like...
It has like a handsome face, right?
Yeah, it's like
that's how they are. We have another one of these coming too, man.
Really?
Yeah. This one was just like a kind of last second. Let's get another one, because the first one I bought's still not here.
Yeah.
But I was like, we're getting impatient. I'll get another one.
I love that.
But they're gonna be huge, like literally like this.
Tigers.
Yeah, it's big.
Puppies.
Big
That's
cat.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll end it right there, bro. I appreciate you so much for sitting down. I wish you so many years of just blessings, success, bro. I appreciate you always for everything you've done. Being friends with you has obviously been amazing. So I appreciate you sitting down, coming to the podcast. It's been absolutely amazing. And, bro, can't wait to see what the next couple of years have for you, bro.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you always being real, bro. Sticking around, coming to my events, and always showing up, bro. And just, if I ever had someone to talk to or need someone to talk to, you've been there. So I appreciate that,
bro. You're the man. Love always, bro. Guys, please go in the comments and thank Mamba for coming through. See you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe. And, guys.
That's it.
What do you got to say?
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.